define yourself racially?
Oh man, you give me the hardest question. Let's start in the alphabet. Whose name is?
It's you!
Hey, no, hey! Oh, bro, no. How do I define myself? Is that what you want to know?
That's what I asked.
Okay, I define myself as an evolving human being on the planet.
What about your brown color?
Well, I think the truth of the matter is that it goes beyond color. It's about what you've been influenced by as a kid. It took me a long time to get to this level of understanding. That's why I'm free. A lot of people aren't. And I'm here to help people have room to think. And this is what this whole program is about.
Okay, when somebody asks you what you are,
I say I'm half Jamaican and I'm half white.
Micah, how do you define yourself when somebody asks you what you are?
When somebody asks me what race I am?
No, when they say, what are you?
Yeah, they say, what are you?
You know that
you
really
know
question when they say, what are you? What are you?
What happened to you?
Oh my God, that one's made me cry.
I say I'm mixed. I'm mixed of a lot of different bloods.
What kind of bloods? What do you say? Well, just tell us what you say.
I tell them usually I'm Puerto Rican, South American Indian, African, and European.
And then what do people say after they ask you that?
They say,
what
wow.
are their reactions?
They say, I don't know, I mean, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, what do they say?
They don't
When
care.
you say, no, I'm Jamaican and German, what do people say?
Well, the last person that asked me that was this black dude, and he was like, cool, and he was like, respect. He was like, just saying that's what you
Respect!
Respect! He goes, I know what time it is, I'm from New York. Throw it to me.
Okay, Angel, when people ask you what you are, what do you say?
Now I know.
No,
I know.
I didn't for a long time, and it wasn't until I was 18 or 19 that I was actually embarrassed because I didn't know and people thought I was ashamed. So now I tell them, so I asked my mom specifically, I tell them I am half black. No, I tell them my dad was black and Puerto Rican and my mom is Scotch, Irish, English, German, basically white. That's what I tell them. And so people say, oh, you're just Puerto Rican. And it's like, no, I'm all of this. And I'm not going to just identify with one certain thing because I think that's denying everything that I am. That's denying my mom and that's denying my father's father, you know? And that's how I feel.
She doesn't, okay.
People ask me, what are you? Where are you from? Are you from the Mediterranean? Are you
Greek, Italian.
You're from another country, aren't you? And I tell them I'm Italian and they say, I thought you were. Most people assume I'm half Italian. And I flow with it, I go with it. Whatever they want me to be, really, I'm kind of a chameleon.
That I also identify as black and white when people ask me what I am because I personally have never felt that I have to choose one or the other. I've never been embarrassed. I've never fallen for any sort of belief system that I have to choose one or the other. I just saw so many illusions in people. You know, black said, oh, you have to be black. You have to be black. Yeah. If you have one drop of black blood in you, you're black.
That's what, yeah.
So, okay, well then how come when I went to San Francisco and in 7th grade, okay, so I'm black now, but none of the black people accept me because I'm light skinned. So it's a catch-22. And I can't be white. I mean, obviously I'm a minority. People might not know what I am, but I'm obviously brown. But I mean, I just never seen any reason to confine or restrict who I am. Nobody's ever given me a good enough reason. And I've actually seen, as I have grown and progressed, I have seen and felt a lot of positiveness from being mixed. How do you feel having grown up? Do you feel like you got treated any different because you grew up in a household with two kids that had father who was black and you had, a white father? You were obviously white. They're mixed. And Angel, you can speak on that too. Is there any?
Well, yeah, I wanted to be white.
Well, I mean, I didn't realize that Angel and Micah and you and Derek were all mixed until
Getting to school.
Until I was like, I don't know, I guess it never really hit home until
Start saying stuff.
actually, you know what? It never really concerned me at all. And the thing that I remember most was when Angel and I were in grade school, and people, and I was so proud. Angel's my sister. That's my sister. Angel's my sister. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? How is that possible? She doesn't look anything like you. What are you, crazy? And then we'd hang out, and we'd be walking home from school, and Angel would just simply say, same mom, different dad. Same mom, different dad. All right? Same mom, different dad. And that's all she would say. And I just, I never made any explanations. I was just like, that is my sister. I never said that's my half-sister. I never said, I just considered her my full-blooded sister from day one. And maybe it's because none of us had fathers growing up.
But at some point... Yeah, but it's not like I didn't consider you my full blood. It was only when somebody asked and started getting that weird look.
Oh, yeah. It's not like I was offended. It's just that I considered you my sister.
Because we'd say, oh, this is my sister, and they get this.
Yeah.
And they're like...
I feel that Angel had to give some sort of in-depth explanation because she felt like they thought she was crazy. And so the only explanation was same mom, different dad.
And,
at that point it was like, and sometimes I would explain to people that, her dad's black, my dad was white. Same, I would say the same thing sometimes, but it was never an issue with me at all, ever.
Because you were the white one, and that's seen as being the normal one in the society. And
I was,
but honestly, yeah.
I was the white one.
It is.
Apparently I was blending when everyone else wasn't, and I didn't even really realize that.
My early days is going through my puberty it was embarrassing to be white because I was hanging around all the homeboys.
Yeah.
So it was like, I didn't want anybody to know I was white.
Oh yeah.
So I was actually.
Did you go through the hiding your mom or embarrassed when your mom came? You were too? Oh God, yes I did.
Oh my God.
Sometimes I would be happy that she was there because then be like, see, I'm white. And then other times, maybe if we had discussions or something, I'd be embarrassed. And I would change, and so I never knew, during the assembly, and she'd want to hug, and then I'd see everybody looking at me, and then they'd be looking and saying, why is she hugging her, kind of thing. And I'm so freaking sensitive that I knew those looks, and I always knew when people were judging me, and I always knew what people were feeling and saying, and that's when I would try to hide it, because I have always just been able to sense people out. And it works for you and it works against you because, when you're that young and insecure, you can't differentiate, other people's feelings towards you, and all you feel is all this negative energy. And their parents saying, oh, well, she's this, well, I don't want my kid playing with her. It's okay if they stay at school, but she can't come home with you, And so it just totally sucks. And that happened more than a few times, and it's just it's wrong.
But you never told me.
Well,
you know that.
You
kept
people.
It all in. You kept it all in
well,
until
of course,
then.
I didn't tell anybody anything until a few years ago.
Jesus.
When I moved out is when I totally worked on myself.
Wow. And Micah, I wanna know if Micah experienced anything like that in grade school or
not as bad as me because black boys are so much more accepted.
I want to hear it from Micah.
But go on.
I want to hear his point of view.
They are.
Micah, when you were in grade school, did you feel when mom came to pick you up from kindergarten or as you progressed through grade school, you got up to what grade?
You didn't finish the question.
In grade school down in Antioch?
Did you ever go, were you ever embarrassed because your mom was white, is what she's asking.
Oh, no.
Not one time.
I can't remember one time that I remember I've been embarrassed about the car she drove and that she was a hippie.
But we'd be like, oh my God, please
white.
Don't wear those clothes, please, and please put on some
In fact, when I grew up in grade school in Antioch, which was all the way up to the 5th grade, the color of my skin was not even anything.
Issue.
It was not an issue whatsoever.
Because you were a man.
Although there was, when I was young and I had the afro, and I always thought the afro was really ugly, and I was always embarrassed of it, especially when I go over to my friend's house and stuff.
That's the thing.
There was actually a little color thing when I'd go spend the night at someone's house, and I would Yeah, there was
You could
actually.
sense it, and you could feel
Yeah,
the parents
I would sense
being,
a little bit of the parents, kind of.
Hang-ups.
You're experiencing the parents.
But it was only it was only when I was around in someone else's house or something. Other than that, I didn't care.
And it's always just the parents.
I was like, honestly, when I went to Trinidad and I was in 5th grade, through like 5th and 6th grade, I truly did not understand why I was brown skinned. I remember walking down the street just going like, why? Everyone I know is white. My mom's white. You're white. And I was like, I didn't understand it. I was like, what the hell? And I honestly wanted to be white. I would have rather have been white when I was in 5th and 6th grade. I would have rather have been white. And then one day we were out on one day we were all playing sports out on the football field. And there was one dude named Pete, who was like the biggest, baddest dude in the whole school. He was like just bar none. He just was. And then one day I was on his team and he's like, oh, we're going to win now. We got some color on our team. And I swear to God, from that was the moment. It was accepted. From that moment I was like, wow, it's actually a good thing to be colored, you know? From that point on, all the way probably through high school,
Oh yeah.
You
I wanted
wanted
to
to
be
be all
all
black.
black.
That's when
So-
you were doing the ghetto
So,
thing.
in other words, have you ever liked being black and white together mixed?
Well, yes, now I'm comfortable. I am who I am. I don't really fit in anywhere, but
Right.
you know, all right, that's the way it
It's
is.
life. Either or, because you get so tired of people judging you because, well, you're too light, we're not gonna hang out with you, or you're too black, you know, what are you trying to be? Like the black people say, oh, you're trying to be, you know, an Oreo, and then like, you know, white people just think we're too black to hang out with them, and it's really confusing when you're just like, I'm just me. Okay, when
you said black people think we're too black to hang out.
White people think
black
you're too black
people,
to hang out with
black people, because we act white or whatever white is. Yeah, my mom's white. I was brought up white. How else am I supposed to act? Am I supposed to start like talking ghetto or something? No, it's not gonna happen. Okay, and it's like, so if we hang around black people and we talk how we are, they're like, oh, you're just trying to be white, or you're an Oreo, and blah blah blah. And it's like, you know what? I don't need this prejudice from this side too. It's like, you know, you think you can get some comfort from black people because they've experienced prejudice like we have, and that they're doing the same thing, and
Yeah,
it's
they
like
have it
seems
wrong.
wrong, and then you're like so confused because you're like, you had no control over how you were born, and neither do we.
What were you saying before? You were going to say that you were embarrassed. You didn't want to be black. I mean, you didn't want to be white. You were embarrassed of mom.
Yeah.
So you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
I was just embarrassed of mom because I hung around people who were brown. So,
And you weren't embarrassed of her, just her white skin.
yeah, I was
And
just,
what they would put an image on you as, because that's how teenagers will like, oh, they will totally think different of you once they see your parents or once they see where you're from, and you know
But
everything's
obviously-
image.
But obviously it comes from somewhere. It comes from the upbringing of your parents,
Oh,
their
totally,
parents, their
yeah.
parents, their parents. That's why now you have the responsibility. You understand that. You cannot let anything fuck with you anymore. I
Give us
hung
an
around
experience.
brown people, all brown people. I was raised in my teenage years in San Francisco.
When you say brown, what do you mean?
Filipino, black,
Puerto
Chinese,
Rican.
Puerto Rican. And in their eyes, white wasn't cool. And that's all I cared about. Those were my friends. So I hid the white part of me. And anytime I came into contact with my mom, she wasn't my mom. I said, that's my stepmom. I'd say,
Oh, damn.
I'd say all kinds of things.
You would lie without a conscience.
I would lie just to fit in. You know, I think that's a struggle that every teenage
yeah.
has to go through, one way, white, black, any color,
Yeah.
trying to fit in somewhere. And so I said that, and now it's so silly.
Were you ever upset that he was trying to run from what he was, and yet you
Oh,
were
of
comfortable?
course. I did not know that Derek was not comfortable with his racial background with being black and white until I think I was in 7th grade or 8th grade, you were in 9th grade, and it was one Sunday afternoon, and I was going to the bus stop with some of my friends, and this carload of people went by, and one of our friends, who's Puerto Rican, he said, hey, look at that guy with that white girl, that fucking nigger. And I said, excuse me, you know, don't say that around me. And he's like, why? What does it matter to you? You're Puerto Rican. I said, no, I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm black and white. He said, oh, get the fuck out of here. I said, I am black and white. He said, well, Derek said that you guys were Puerto Rican. Because Derek said he was Puerto Rican.
And that was your stepmom.
Our mom was our stepmom. And I was like, what? I said, no.
Oh, no escape.
I said, no. My mom is white and my dad is black. And he still didn't believe me, you know? And so then that was it. I walked away. I was pissed off. I waited for Derek to get home that night. And I went
Tore
off.
my asshole out and it's still never been the same.
Yeah.
But it is the truth, though, just so you know, that anybody who is mixed, they just assume you're either Mexican or Puerto Rican. People start talking to you Spanish anywhere you are in the United States. And when I was in New York, that's what I mean. Like, the black people are like, oh, you're Puerto Rican, you know? But I'm like, no, I'm like, they don't have that. But totally, they thought
talking to the
that.
lines like, I think, because there's a point that I think that we both understood, that even though I just try to blend in and be a chameleon just to survive, because I'm a male, I'm trying to survive. I'm just trying to say, okay, I'm Puerto Rican. You didn't say it 1,000 times, I'm Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? But I think that me and you, because there was a point when I looked at my mom and I was young and I was like, I can't trust her judgment. You know, and then I realized that I think you too were disillusioned by, because of course if you're a kid you're going to trust adults, and we all knows what we've all been through. You know what I mean? If you can't trust adults, then you have to put things in your own hands.
Yeah.
And that's where our strength came from. I was just trying to survive as a chameleon, but I couldn't trust.
Go ahead.
I couldn't trust adults, and once I came to that understanding, I couldn't trust adults.
You had to make up your own
And then I
mind.
said I have to take things into my own hands, and that's made me stronger today.
God,
So
I
every year
learned
that
that
goes
so
on,
early.
I'm stronger now for that. You know what I mean?
And
My father, the first thing he said, "Oh, the kids, are gonna have all this trouble." Now, deep down, he knew that everybody's
there's
everybody.
so much prejudice.
We're all the same.
Life ain't easy, no matter what color.
Right. So it's like, but then it's going to be harder. So now you're going to be one of those people as humanity evolves. Are you going to be on that side, or the ones that make people fucking feel uncomfortable? You know what I mean? Are you going to go on that side? Or are you going to be like, okay, I'm not going to like any particular race. I'm going to make sure every time whoever comes in contact with me is going to feel comfortable. Or are you going to be those people who go, oh, God, he's black and white. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, but he can play ball, so we can play with him.
No,
I think that's good, because Marlene gave you a good 7. Marlene, our mom, had good instincts. She was lost in a lot of other areas, but she didn't disillusion us about when she was wrong. She let us know, and that was it. You know what I mean? She's not going to be like,
No,
you know, what do you mean? It's,
hit. She said,
right, she was hit by my father. She was gone. She didn't like sit there and play games, and that's why you got a good solid. And I think that looking at that, you had that because I was alone. I didn't have a male to say, hey, kid, let me show you what, you know, a good male, not a bad male, a good male. A male that's going to make me feel comfortable being male. Hey, you can cry, you can, you know, hug me, like Esteban's father. I mean, he can hug his father, he can sit there and hug his father. He can sit there and do it. Right, so I mean, he's going to be well balanced. I mean, he has a man to be there, you know what I mean? I didn't have that, I was alone.
none of us had that.
None of you had it, none of us had it,
None of
really.
us
That's why we get
had
along.
that.
That's why we get along. That's why we understand each other.
But I think, like,
I mean, they can't
my
be
motto,
the
I want you to write this
Oh,
down,
it's a
and if you
big
can, because just to reiterate it, it's like, the more you begin to understand about what it means to be a human being, either it will negatively affect you, or it will free you.
Absolutely.
Okay?
I have a question.
Okay.
Amy seems to have taken the brunt of this whole mix issue the best. Why? Because she was born with good self-esteem? Because
How did
Angel
that
was
happen?
degraded as a child and not appreciated? Because Micah was, God only knows, Derek wasn't proud of his race? I don't get
This
it.
is an honest opinion.
Was Amy born just like naturally
Miracle child.
Buddha-like? I mean, we all thought she was the Buddha. She
I
was
think
the
one-
one. She was
I
the
think-
she was the one that was full of knowledge. She was the one that accepted herself fully from day one. She was the one that.
Okay.
Go on,
I'd like to say something.
Nah.
I think one difference between Amy and the rest of us is that Amy has until very recently always had a very strong and good relationship with your mother. Now all of us have always had constant battles. You and your mom were good friends. Y'all were friends, buddies. All of us, no. Us and our mothers were not buddies.
Shit.
Get that
I
look.
want to go back to what you were saying about, because I missed it. You said you said most of your friends and you guys, or you date mulatto women.
No, he said he has.
It is a lot of women, not mulatto women.
I dated a lot of different kind of girls.
And you see it as an advantage that a woman.
I think it's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, he has seen. No, you were saying you've seen mulatto women having an advantage.
I know when I view a mulatto
Because
woman.
it's being.
For young white guys, yeah, it's like
How?
I don't know. Unless you're into some kind of uppity scale Kennedy family, yeah,
Right.
maybe there might be a problem. But I mean, you know, middle to even almost high class.
Wow, I've never
I don't see no problem.
heard that before.
I mean, if you're a
you-
good-looking girl, you're classy, and you're not a retard. I mean,
Yeah, that's
you're
a compliment.
you're gonna get the kind of people that you want because they're not gonna be worried about your skin anyway, because you're, you know.
Because you're fine.
Yeah. And a lot of people want to take a chance.
We all know y'all mulattoes are fine.
And that's another thing I'm really getting tired of hearing. Oh, mulatto kids are the cutest kids. That's just another stereotype that,
I don't
you know.
get tired of that.
Because it's the truth. No, it's not. It's not true.
I've seen a baby that's cute though.
I've
I've seen some butt ugly ones. Y'all got lucky.
But let me tell you something, there lies another prejudice, good looks and bad looks. I think the culture's going to where good looks and bad looks. That's gonna be
Oh, no, but you know what?
prejudice.
No, I do hear that. Like, white girls be like, oh, I want a mulatto baby. I want to just have a black guy's baby. I swear to God, I've heard that.
Ugly, it ain't gonna work.
I have heard that at least like 3 to 5 times in my life, and they're like, oh, because they look at me and they're like, oh man, I really want a mulatto baby, and oh, I want her to have curly hair and this and that, and they're just the cutest. I so have heard that. Like when I babysit, I used to babysit at a future firm, whatever, and they would come up to me and say that. Totally.
I know when I look
know
at-
that's true.
When I look at women, and I see a mulatto woman or a mixed breed, biracial woman, and I kind of look at that as an advantage too, just like something that's extra. They're mixed, so they're not going to be the same as like a purebred, you know. And I like all kinds of mixtures. I like Asian and black. I've seen some Asian black people that is totally beautiful. Quite a few, you know.
Yes.
And black and white and Mexican, black and Mexican,
White
you know.
Italian, as
The whole-
I.
I honestly do view someone who's a mulatto woman, just she kind of has something extra special, a little bit something special.
And what
Wow.
do you think that is? Do you think it's because she's from 2 races? And
I think it's because two different
Experience.
what?
It's experience.
Well, two different
it's a
families,
strong
2 different tribes, kind of 2 different worlds, really coming together and fusing into one.
Okay, but not a
Kind
lot
of
of
like
people.
fusion. That's what I like about it. I like my music fusion. A few people.
Okay, not a lot of people know that you weren't heavily influenced by your black father,
Hmm.
and yet they might assume, ooh, I think I like that guy. He's got a lot of knowledge on black culture, on white culture. He's well-rounded.
Well, anytime you're making assumptions, you're
Well, you just
you're on the
assumed
wrong
that
path.
about a mulatto girl.
No, I didn't. I don't assume that just
You
because
assumed
she's half
that they were
No, if they're half
both
Asian, I don't.
cultures. What if they were only raised by
That's
their
not what he
black
said.
That's
mom?
fine.
That's what he said.
It's not there. It's not like when I see like an Asian and black woman, I'm not assuming that she's all into the Asian culture, but I do see she's a product of the culture, whether she's into it now or not. Her bloodline is from that, and her brain and her physical realm and everything is from the Asian realm, and that has effects. So when you mix the two.
I have a question that I want everybody to answer. If you were able to choose your soulmate, after all that you've seen out of the races, have you transcended race enough to choose who you like, or do you have a preference?
Your perfect man.
What's your preference? Do you have a preference?
It's a woman.
Well, if I was just to pick one man, one race right now, it would be Italian, about 6'2", between 6'2" and 6'5", tall, dark, handsome. That's basically it. I mean,
That would be your preference?
that would be my preference, but I mean, as far as if you are fine, you are mine. You are all about in my world. And that's
Like
all
if
there
you
is
were
to it.
able to structure,
Black, white, mulatto, Chinese. I don't know about Chinese.
well, if you were able to structure what you wanted right now with your to-date evolution, you would pick a tall, dark, Italian-looking man with the same features as you, basically. Brown hair, brunette, piercing blue eyes and
Green.
brown features. I mean brown hair features.
Golden.
Well, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm coming off like that, but I do really prefer.
We're on truth's tip, yeah.
I
That's
do really
my point.
prefer. That
It
is
is.
very sexy to me.
We're only about the truth here, and
Cut.
who knows? But nobody's gonna judge anybody on their preference. Micah,
Well, basically, a beautiful woman is a beautiful woman, and it's all about energy. But if I had to pick my ideal mate, my roots woman, I would definitely be more apt to desire a woman who's brown skinned like me.
Any sort of, make sure you don't care.
Yeah, I kind of really don't care, just as long as it's brown and kind of,
She has a mixture and experience of what you've been through.
yes, it's not white. But although I've dated many white girls, and if wherever love strikes me, I'll accept that with whoever, you know.
but your preference is a brown
But
woman.
if my preference would
You
be,
can structure your
I'd like to
perfect
raise a
woman.
family with another brown
Wow.
skinned woman, little bit. I would like some African in there, and I like to be a mix like me, you know, some African and Indian and white, whatever.
Indeed. Amy, if you could structure your perfect mate, what would it be?
Well, from my experience, I would not, from my to-date evolution, I would not pick, I could really say I don't choose anybody based on race, because I have dated, white guys, black guys, Hispanic guys, Asian guys, whatever. And so it's not a issue to me, because I have found that the black guy I dated, had kind of hang-ups about being black. And I mean, not to say that all black guys are going to be that, but then I also dated a white guy who grew up in Virginia, and I saw a picture, of him and all his high school boys. They were all black, and so that's why I knew I had a connection with him. Even though he was white, he had a connection to the black community. And so even though he wasn't mixed like me, he was sort of mentally mixed. He was white, but he was around the black culture, like rap music. And so I mean, I know I could find, there are a lot of different people out there who you will look at him and a lot of people would judge him based on their appearance, but they have no idea where they grew up, what their background and their experiences are. And I can find, people to connect with. And so I personally could say that I don't have a preference.
But if you can just imagine your
Right,
soulmate.
I see that. I mean, to me, a soulmate is somebody who can really look beyond race. Really, I can honestly do. Yeah, for me, I
respect that.
But I mean, yeah, if I could find somebody who was,
Ultimately, your ultimate.
Oh yeah,
Come on.
but I mean,
What would you
Just
prefer?
say
Your
what
ultimate
you would want.
If
Amy,
you
come
had
on.
to choose.
This is
Right
honest.
now.
Say
Right
what
here, right
you
now.
would prefer. Say
That's the
what
truth,
you would
though. That-
want
just
to
because-
have your kids with.
Angel, I'm telling you,
Angel, she's
someone
saying that
asked
she
me,
has transcended
okay, I've gone
race.
to this level.
Well, you know
guys
me.
have.
I'm
Well,
like.
hold on. I really, people ask me, what do you think your kids are going to look like? I have no idea. They could be black, they could be white, they could be mixed. I mean, I don't know. I've dated two guys who were mixed, and we had nothing in common. Nothing struck a chord with me. So, I mean, we were just different. They had their belief systems, and I had mine. I got along with people who were a guy that was all white. Because he grew up with black people. We had that connection. I had a good relationship with a guy who was black. Even though he was kind of like, he hung around white people, and people did say, oh, he's more white, but he was black. I mean, it was so.
He did act very white, though.
Yeah, I mean, he had his whiteness, but he also had a blackness about him. I mean, he was like.
Yeah,
But I
pretty
think
much like
that he was mixed on a mental level. Also, he can, relate to different people.
I don't know.
So, personally, yeah, I guess in a perfect world, if I could, I would find somebody who's
That's what we're
Jamaican
asking.
and German like me.
Okay.
But I ultimately, I'm not even gonna sit on. I wouldn't
But
even.
that is what we're asking. We're saying the ultimate, your perfect man. That's what we're asking.
But I cannot
Amy.
say that we live.
Well,
in a perfect
obviously,
world.
duh. But we're talking about imaginary world, so you
Well,
don't
I
have to
can't
be
live
like
in
all
an imaginary
PC.
world. I can't.
Amy, but
Well, no, yeah.
okay. At this point in my life, honestly, and completely honestly, I am still inclined to the white man, who I'm attracted to, but I can totally see myself being with somebody who's half black. But at this point in my life, that's as far as I can go. Only because...
Meaning, far as you
Only-
go, meaning.
Can I...
There you go.
Only because black
Can you
people
clarify?
What do you think I'm doing? Because the only black people in my life were my family. So when I see a black person, even mixed people, I just consider them it's in my head that they're my family. All the pictures that I see of black people, they are my cousins and this and that. And the people I grew up with were all white. The people who I had crushes on were all white. And that's like 18 years. And you don't lose that.
Like 5 years.
And so when, you know, you like what you're used to, and I'm not gonna be ashamed of, I feel more comfortable and attracted to white people. But mixed, for some reason, but I don't even know that I could totally be with that because all my family's mixed, and so I still have that brotherly thing, but I know in the future I will totally expand because I already see myself going beyond that, but right now I'm still stuck.
No, let me say.
Okay,
I need to say something.
I really am confused and I'm really unsure about her now by her comment.
I am not proud of this.
So you come.
I have 2 white children. Not a lot of people think they look like me, but they're white, so they look enough like me, and I'm happy about that. And to go out there and I'm like I said, I date black men, I love black men, I think they're fine, but to actually think about having kids with a black man, that does not intrigue me, and I hate to admit it, but a lot of that prejudice is directly from me. That child is not going to look like me.
Oh, so you
totally could.
And that is what it is about with me. It's not about, I can't handle what people are how they're gonna look at me. No, because I love attention. That's fine. They're not gonna look like me, and that's what bothers me. And I'm not proud of that. And yet that's how I feel. I can't deny that.
Because we have to set a true tip. That's how you feel. Where does it come from? That's where the seeds of what we're trying to understand.
I love Amy. She's my best friend in the world, and I love Derek. I get so much wisdom from him. My brother and sister. I have never thought they're not my full-blooded brother and sister. Never, not for a second, not one time.
And people tell us we look alike. But
yes.
The main denial is people who just, they just can't accept that. Or what was I gonna say?
I don't know, but the thing is, I'm the only one out of the 5 of us that has had kids. Try to picture it. What if you had white kids?
I would not have a problem with that because I already know that that's very possible for me. I am black and white, so in order for me to have someone that looks like me, I'm going to have a child with someone who is either Hispanic, Puerto Rican, anyone who's just brown, and then who knows what their heritage is, their grandparents. So I've already thought about this. I'm very aware of this, and it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me.
It never did.
I don't know if I'm just beyond things here. I'm not looking to have a child. I'm not worried about a child not reinforcing my image or not looking like me. I'm not worried about that. It's just not.
Okay, that wasn't the question. You know what? That wasn't the question. The question was, how would you feel with white-looking children? And that's all the question was.
She said she'd be fine with it.
I'd be fine with that.
Well, that's good. Angel, how would you feel with white-looking children?
Or black.
Angel.
Or really black-looking
We
children.
just had this discussion. Honestly, I feel this to the bone that if I adopted a kid, and I would full-on adopt a black kid if I didn't want to have kids, because you cannot make how you were born, and that was my problem. It was just like, why are people like being so mean to me? Because I couldn't help it, and that was like the biggest thing. It's like, you could be white, you can be brown, you can be anything, and it's like it's a roll of the dice. And so why would anybody hate a child? And I cannot be there. I don't care what my child is. I mean, they could be white or the blackest black, and they are just like the bombest of bombs. And I don't even care if I have them or adopt them. That's how I feel. How can you possibly have a prejudice against a child?
Charlie, who is Michaela's 5-year-old daughter,
My niece.
who is white, because obviously Michaela is her mother and the father is white, has all white Barbies. White, here's this one, here's
You
Britney
can show the
Spears,
pictures when it is needed.
who sings the baby one more
In
time.
sequence.
One at a time. Here's this Barbie too. One at a time.
Oh my God.
4 Barbies that are blonde. And we were in Target, it was her birthday, and I said, Marley, what do you want? And she said, I want a Barbie doll. And then I said, do you want what kind of Barbie doll do you want? And she said, I want that one. I said, what about this one? And she goes, no, I don't want a black Barbie doll. And she goes, her hair, I said, why don't you like her? And she said, because her skin is black and she has braids. Oh. Incident. And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to buy you any more white Barbie dolls. I can't. You have to know that there are other Barbie dolls out there in different people, different colors, and different hair colors. And I don't want you thinking that a blonde white person is the most beautiful person in our society.
Or is the norm?
Or this is normal. And of course, being around us, I mean, she's going to be shaped a certain way, but she has to just know that her toys are not all going to be white too. I think that's a big influence because this is the daily reinforcement of what she feels is beautiful. So, a month later, her birthday comes around, and she opens up her present, and this is the Barbie doll that I bought her, and this was her reaction to the black said Barbie doll.
This is a child who...
That's good, that's good.
Oh, he's
no
like
experience.
I'm zooming. I can zoom.
No real experience.
Actually, turn it... Yeah.
That's amazing. I can't believe that.
And so she was very surprised, I guess was the word. She was surprised, but she was also kind
upset.
of, there was a level of disappointment, that's obvious.
Yes.
I think. We
Level
say
yes.
that
Big
that's...
time.
It looks kind of like she was putting on a big show and she was ready to make some big.
No, this was natural. We were
No,
upset.
you
Grace,
This is like
stop.
no, she's like, and she expected
that's
this
what she
to be-
did.
and she opened it up, and the back was facing her, so she saw Barbie across the back of it, and she turned it around, and of course we have.
Okay, so the next picture, do the next picture.
And her second one, she kind of realized that we had talked about it, and we had the Target incident, and I said, that's the Barbie doll that I was gonna buy you. Remember, Marley? And she goes, oh yeah, and so her face kind of, the whole, facial expression kind
It's
of
the transition of
subsided.
understanding and acceptance.
And then when she finally realized, that we had talked about this and she had really no choice, this was the acceptance picture of accepting her fate that not all Barbie dolls are white, and not everybody in the society who's beautiful has to be white, or different colors,
Long
different
blonde
shades.
hair.
And so, and I really do think that, she has accepted the fact that this is a Barbie doll and just as equal. I mean, we still have discussions about it.
What? Does she ever play when she plays with the Barbie dolls? Does she treat the black
She went
one?
to the little lake and she put her on the steering wheel in the car and she just spent time with her. She really had to get over it. We had to force her to really understand that all her Barbie dolls are not going to look like this. I mean, it was a struggle at first, but now I think she's accepted on some level. But just the other day, she did ask me. She said, "Why do you like the black Barbie dolls so much? Why? Why do you think they're better?" And I said, "I don't think they're better. I just think that it's time for you to not have white Barbie dolls. I mean, I think that you have to balance it out." I said, I pulled all the Barbie dolls out, and I said, "Look at them. These are what you play with every day, and you have one Barbie doll that looks like this, and she has to have a tattoo on her arm. You wouldn't see one of these Barbie dolls with a tattoo on her arm, right?
All right, okay.
So what does that represent? What does that mean? What does that really mean? What are we saying that she's kind of like, she's a bad girl. She's not
That's
a
Asian
white Barbie
Barbie.
doll. I mean, what does that mean? I don't know.
All right, let me say another thing as far as I'm concerned. It's like take the hair out of the face of the Barbie because these are the small things that nobody sees. The Barbie has blue eyes. Can you come a little closer? Come slowly though. The Barbie has blue eyes. More. I don't know. I can't see the color.
black Barbie.
Even on the black.
This is not the
Black Barbie has
Oh,
green
give me
eyes.
the black Barbie because the black Barbie has blue eyes, which is disillusioning. It's like it's.
That's like a million and
diluting.
one.
Listen, it's diluting. It's like, okay, you can't make her that dark and not have some kind of white Anglo features. She has blue eyes. It's wrong. I want dark brown obsidian
Chocolate
eyes.
eyes.
Obsidian. Okay? That is the real deal. That's black people.
Green at the utmost,
If
not
you're going
blue.
to represent black people, represent them. Okay.
And baby don't got back.
And she don't have back, and she has a
Oh.
tattoo. Oh, the Mexican one has a tattoo.
Even Britney Spears has more back than the black Barbie.
Damn.
One more time.
Put the black Barbies back up.
Put the black Barbie.
Closer together. Both of them. I want to see them in together. in
This one.
contrast.
Well, this is Asian Barbie.
That's Asian
All right,
Barbie.
give me.
I get it.
Give me all the
It's
Barbies.
not.
This is Asian
That is
Barbie.
not Asian
And Britney
Barbie.
Spears.
All right.
This is gangster Barbie.
That's how
Put her
Asian they
Okay,
get, Angel.
put them as close together as you can. So I'm gonna
Close.
zoom up on them.
Amy.
You want to do side shot too?
Okay, there's the front.
Now let's see the booties.
Now give me the booties.
Booty.
Is it going to represent the black shape, the white shape, the Asian shape?
No, it's a universal shape.
Now they're trying to say, so in other words, therein lies the early seeds of thinness that women are struggling
Look
with.
at these thighs and the waist.
So women in early ages are beginning to be conditioned to think that these thin women are what it is to be a woman, and you're going to do everything you can
And
cosmetically.
their thighs don't touch.
And you know what? The problem is all kids' thighs touch. Almost all of them do. And they start playing with this. And that's why there's 9-year-olds who are anorexic.
On Marley's birthday, if I hadn't have gotten her this Barbie, she got this Barbie. I mean, she got this Barbie. I gave it to her one day, and the next day she got this Barbie. So that just goes to show that, I mean, she would constantly
never
have white
happen.
reinforcement. This came from a family member, you know, and it's like, I mean, it's understandable. I mean, I guess this is just what
That's a white
it's
thing
just
to
a
do.
white thing to do. I mean, what would make a family member who everybody's white in that family think, okay, let me get him this Barbie?
Right.
I mean, so what would it have to really take for them
Conscious
to?
person.
You're absolutely white. I mean, right.
So that's why I did it. And
But I mean, I'm her mother.
White on.
and yeah, which one did you buy her?
I'm her mother, and I have constantly always, well, I've bought her one Barbie in my life, but it was a white Barbie. And I grew up around mulattoes my whole life, and I bought my daughter a white Barbie.
And still.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm white. Maybe it's because it's what my daughter expected.
Society.
Maybe it's because it's really all that I saw. You know what? When Amy said they've got black Barbies, I said they do. I said they do. I don't think I've ever really seen one there.
Even though
Maybe
they're
it's because I
right
wasn't looking.
Your Barbies, okay? Pick one Barbie. One that
Barbie that you want to play with.
No.
Oh, she can pick whatever she wants.
This one.
Is that the one you want to play with? Are you sure? Why'd you pick that one, Mickey?
Because.
Because why?
Because.
Tell me why.
Because.
Because what? You thought she was prettiest? Or you liked her nightgown? Or what?
Like it.
Okay. Alex, why'd you pick that one?
Because I like this one too, and because I have the earrings.
Oh, the earrings? And did you like her hair better? And did you...
I like her bathing suit too.
Oh. And what color is she?
Brown.
And
She's white.
yes, she is. And who's prettier? Who do you think is prettier?
Her.
Oh, her?
And her.
No. So they're all just as pretty to you.
This one too. I think that one is this one. And this one.
Do you like the black Barbie, Mickey?
Like that. I like this one, and this one, and this one.
Why don't you like this one? What's wrong with her, Mickey?
Yeah.
What's wrong with her? Why don't you like her? Mickey? Because, no, just tell me real quick why.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you not think she's pretty? She isn't? She's not as pretty as her?
I like her the best and best.
Oh, really?
I
Why?
like her because she has the pink dress.
But what if she had the pink dress?
She would look pretty too.
Would you want her in the pink dress or her in the pink dress?
Her in the pink dress
Why?
because she has the longest hair.
Oh, okay. So if she had longer hair and the pink dress, would you choose her?
If it was white,
And what are you doing, Mickey? So you don't even want to play with those at all?
we do.
If you were in a store, you would forget about those?
No.
Well, if your birthday's tomorrow, what would you ask for?
One of these, just like mine. Me too.
Really?
And one of these.
And what if they wanted a friend? Would you pick one of them for their friends? Would she be okay as a friend for her? Which one would you rather have as a friend for her?
This one.
Why?
Because.
Alex, which one would you rather have a friend for her?
This one.
Are you sure?
Huh?
Why?
Because I like the bathing suit, the cream,
Mm-hmm.
the flowers, the hair, and
Do you like this? Do you like the color of her then? You think it's pretty?
Huh?
You like that brown color?
And I like the white color with the shaky hair.
Yeah, well, she has shaky hair too.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you, okay?
These are the Barbies. Switch outfits now. Okay, Mickey's going first? Alex,
Go first.
pick the Barbie that you think is the prettiest Barbie.
Go get the Barbie one.
The Barbie you think is the prettiest Barbie.
Oh, really? And do you like the Barbie? You think she's pretty? Destiny, Michaela, at one point you said something like you felt like you weren't accepted by all of us. You told Nancy that, and you told me that. Do you remember that?
About
That
what?
you said you were
Because you were
not
white.
accepted because you were white. You thought you were
Absolutely.
half.
I have felt that for my whole life. That I am white,
She
I
was the
have
outsider.
a pointy nose and my big black straight hair, my big thick eyebrows, and
Thick?
my small butt.
Talking
It
about.
doesn't really match anybody in my family.
And your hands are still sore from all the times
except
you
it-
slapped your
except
butt
it
cheeks because you
matches
were white.
my mom's white flabby ass who never works out, and I don't want to be there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do that.
Amen.
No, come on, that's not real. That's like
No, that is real. That was made fun of by
No.
Derek, by Amy, by everybody.
You know what?
Physical
I have-
attributes were made fun of,
I
and
have
I'm not going to
Nancy's-
deny that.
I have Nancy's body also. I do not have an ass. I have nothing. And you know that. We have the same bodies. It's all about the weight, and you know we do. You know it. I don't... Michaela, excuse me. You know that's not true. I just
know that
want
when
to
I
be
lose
fit.
weight, I lose my ass too. It is a fact of fucking life.
That's...
You are either
Okay,
home
where we go?
There's
What's
many
the
black
purpose?
people without a
We
butt.
move on.
caught being
Yeah.
fake, or you're caught up with having a big ass.
You know I'm
Alright.
caught up in my weight, so that's not an issue.
So then you don't want a big butt.
I
Derek, are you
want
happy with your ass?
something more.
Would you like to see
Oh
it?
my god, baby got fat.
He was all happy.
Dude, they both got their
You know what?
fucking
You
dad's
know what? I'm
ass.
happy with my
We
ass.
got
I'm
our
happy
mom.
with it.
We all
It
got
may
our
not
mom.
be
Hey,
all
two people
there.
can try this
It may
thing.
not be all that, but I'm happy with my ass.
Lordy.
It's a little white ass. It may not be as big as you want it to be, but that's all there is to it.
She wanted, yeah. No, it's like we all like what we like, you know.
Alright, Amy, what about your ass? You happy with it?
Oh god, she is.
Yeah.
I like to show my white ass on camera.
So exposed our white parts.
What are we
We're really
doing?
white.
Let's get butt naked. The spirit of keeping it real. Truth is the truth. It's like I'm not gonna. As I get older, I judge energies faster, and that's why I'm alone because I don't connect with people, and it's like I'm not gonna sit here and try to fit into somebody's fucking world. You know what I mean? It's like, who are you? I judge people by energy alone, and that is the truth. You're taping that?
No, you're on.
Energy is the truth. When push comes to shove, race, and all this we're talking about, it's how you feel with the energy of that person. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. If you have come to enough math of all you have all the pieces of the puzzle to make a decision of who you are, God bless you. If you really know it. But if you don't know it and you're just pretending like you know it, that's what makes me ill. You know what I mean? Know what you know and have done the time to make sure you're gonna hold on to that, and that's what you're gonna have when you go up into Babylon and all the interactions you can go on. That it's every interaction that's possible with humanity that you're gonna step comfortable to that. If you have that, then I believe that you know what you're talking about. What we're trying to do here is relate to you that your confidence I hate saying the word should, but should stem from the fact that you were born. Period. Cut.
This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. My life.